Hey y'all, it's me Nini. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be making mini calzones for the first time. What I started off by doing was creating my flour, water, and sugar mixture for my dough. I was trying to use a pizza dough. I'm not even sure if that was the right kind of dough to use, but it ended up working fine. Before this, I think I probably had only had a calzone maybe 1 or 2 times. No particular reason. I just don't order calzones when I go to like any of the pizza or Italian spots. But I was talking to my mom and she was telling me how good calzones are, especially the right kind. So I just was like, might as well try to make me some. Started off by chopping up my mushrooms. This was a blended mushroom pack. I get these from Whole Foods from sometimes, so I want to say it was like 2 to 3 type of mushrooms in here. Chop those up to small enough pieces because again, I am making mini calzones, so I wanted the filling to be, the right size. But I chopped that up. This first batch of mushrooms did make about 1 cup or so. I ended up realizing that I was going to need some more mushrooms just because this was mainly like a veggie filling. So I am going to add in another mushroom after the fact. But yeah, I chopped these up, diced them up into the right size pieces, and set those off to the side. Um, Once I got that out the way, I am just going to go ahead and give my board a quick clean, because then I am going to slice up my cheese. This is a cheese that I really can't remember what cheese this was. We eat a lot of cheese in my house, and it was just one that was super creamy that was in the refrigerator, so I decided to use the rest of it for the calzones. Slice that up into thin enough slices, and that made about 1/2 cup to a cup of cheese. Now, this is the other mushroom that I had sitting off to the side. I really don't remember what this mushroom was. I wish I could, but it was like 2 to 4 type of mushrooms in this calzone, and honestly it all came out fine as far as the mushroom flavor. And yes, I do use all parts of the mushroom. I use the stem, I use the full mushroom. It's all edible to me and I never have no problems with it. It all tastes great to me. But I did chop that up. It did add create another cup of mushrooms, so in total I had 2 cups of mushrooms, which was just the right amount to give like another nice full texture to it. After I went ahead and set all my mushrooms off to the side, my yeast had risen just fine. So I went ahead and added in my flour and my salt to the mixture. I did give it a quick mix at first, and then I realized I was just going to have to get my hands dirty and just start getting the dough kneaded correctly. So I started to knead the dough, but then I realized I wanted an herb dough. So I added in my oregano, I added in basil, and then I am going to add in 2 infused oils. One is my rosemary and olive oil infused oil, and then one is just my garlic infused oil. I don't know if the garlic is in rosemary oil. I don't know if the garlic is in olive oil, but either way, it's a favorite of mine. I added that in and got to kneading it. Something very similar to what Trader Joe's sells with their herb dough. But yeah, went ahead and got that kneaded. It did take me a little minute because I think I might have added in just a little bit too much water, but that's neither here nor there because it did come out working just fine. Kneaded that together, mixed all the flavors together, and then I am going to sit that to the side and let that rise for like 15 minutes. And it actually did do really good. I was very happy about that. It was my first time making pizza dough as well. So it was a lot of first this nights, but it came out well. Set that off to the side, and then yes, again, I really do love me some green onion. I put green onion in everything. It's going to be in a lot of my recipes. Chopped up a couple I don't know what are these, like stalks of green onion, and I am going to save some of these bottoms because I have a garden, so I like to save some of my green onion stalks or bottoms. And after they're pretty rooted, like nicely rooted, but I'll sit them in some water and then stick them out of my garden a couple of days after, and just have green onion growing all over the place. This was about a full cup of green onion, which turned out just fine as well. Perfect amount for me. I could taste the green onion all throughout the dish. Now it was time for me to try to make my marinara sauce. I started off by using Trader Joe's pizza sauce. I want to say, what was this? That was 1 cup total. I was looking at it. I thought maybe I might need a little bit more, was going to go for it again, and then I decided not to, and I'm happy because I ended up having a little extra marinara sauce. Anyways, I seasoned it with some Neapolitan pizza seasoning as well as Trader Joe's pizza seasoning. Um, and then I also did add in some pesto. Christopher Ranch pesto is one of my favorites. Very full of flavor. It was very good. Or it's very good. I like to use that for a lot of my pesto dishes or when I add pesto in. Went ahead and gave that a mix after adding in my seasonings, which were my garlic powder. I added in a lot of that. Then I added in some more oregano, just a little sprinkle of oregano. I added in some basil. And then I went ahead and added in some onion powder. I had to get my little small one. I thought I had a bigger one. And then after that, grab my little whisk, mix that up, and created a nice, not too soupy or, loose sauce. Nice and chunky. Nice to dip the calzone in, but also created a nice filling. Now, I was trying out these vegan pepperonis from Trader Joe's for the first time. And I'm not even going to lie to y'all. They actually weren't too bad. I had tasted one off the camera just to see what it tastes like. And the texture, it was an interesting texture, but again, it wasn't bad. It did need some seasoning though. And I did not want the soggy likeness, so I was going to fry it up in the pan really quickly. After I sprinkled some seasoning on top, which was probably like some garlic powder and onion powder. Sprinkle that on top and this is my holy garlic blend. That one works very nice. Some smoked paprika as well. I couldn't get it to show for a quick second. There's my garlic powder. I fried that up on both sides just to create a nice texture to it. It ended up, after adding the sauce and the cheese and adding in the calzone, the crunchiness was not completely there anymore, but it was better than how flimsy it was when I tasted it, at least to me. But yeah, I fried those up. They fried up looking like some real pepperonis. Honestly, I was surprised. So Trader Joe's, kudos to you, because I had no clue that vegan pepperoni was even like that. They fried up nice and crispy, so I went ahead and set those to the side. It only took like no more than 5 minutes to get them nice and crispy. I was really shocked by how much they look like pepperoni. Anyways, though, my dough rose to perfection. I was so happy about this dough. I make bread and stuff, but again, this was like my second time making pizza dough, and I had used a different recipe, and it came out perfect. It was nice and airy, and I was very happy with that. Surprised as well, because again, I think I added too much water, but it came out so well. Now though, it was time for me to figure out how to do the shaping for my calzones. I knew I wanted mini calzones, so I was trying to spread the dough and figure out how I was going to get into this because I was a little confusion. So after I spread it out, what I decided to try to do at first, I had this wooden spoon, like this bigger wooden spoon in my kitchen. I thought I was going to be able to use that to help me with the shaping. It didn't come out good. It came out, these were too many. Okay, I wanted them like hand size or palm size. So stretching that out, not only was it too small, but I think it tore a little bit and it kind of had me tight real quick. I thought, okay, maybe I can add in a little bit of dough, roll it all around together, and it get working. That didn't work either. I was starting to get frustrated and I was damn near for the end of dinner, but I just, had to push through. I wanted to see what the end results were going to be like. After I had grabbed me a new stretched this one out, it tore. It made me hot. I just said, you know what, I'm going to try to use my knife and try to cut it out. So I cut out like double the size of the width of the wooden spoon. Cut that and peeled that out, and it actually did end up being the right size. Eventually, though, I'm not even going to use my knife to cut it out. I'm just going to start guesstimating the size. I stretched that out, fingers crossed that it was going to turn out good, and started loading it up. I added on the marinara sauce first. Then I went ahead and added in some shredded mozzarella cheese, some of the pepperoni, some mushrooms, both kinds of the mushrooms. Then I added in some green onions, and I had cut up some olives on the side. So I added the black olives in as well, and then topped it with that cheese, that super creamy cheese, some more mozzarella cheese. Now I had no clue what I was doing trying to close this calzone, and in doing so, it kind of tore a little bit. So I had the little bright idea to just add a little piece of dough to it. At first, I used my fork to try to close it. I wasn't like feeling secure with that. So then what I did go ahead and do was twist up and roll up the sides. Now I was very impressed. It was definitely looking like a calzone. I'm not even gonna lie. Now this one gave me issues, so I did the rest of them off the camera, but I ended up being able to make 8 of them. I did put in 2 ventilation slits on each just so it didn't, pop up too much. Now I tried to get too fancy, and so I was gonna rub half down with rosemary oil and rub the other half down with garlic oil, thinking I was doing something fancy and it was gonna give it a little like different taste on each. But then during the cook process, I ended up forgetting which was what. So it ended up being pointless. I could have rubbed it down with any oil at this point. But yeah, I went ahead and rubbed the first half down with the rosemary oil. I'm gonna rub the other half down with the garlic oil, and then I did pop them in my Ninja Foodie again, as I love this gadget. It's probably one of my favorite gadgets to use. Got them nice and make sure I didn't miss any spots on it because I didn't want a dry looking crust. But yeah, rubbed it down, and it was time to pop them in my Ninja Foodie. Once I put them in there, they were coming out looking so pretty. The cook process, I was very happy with it. Definitely did oil the bottoms up before I added them in there, and I was truly impressed. Like very much so. I will say though, next time I do need to add in a lot more cheese, so it's probably like a good 8 out of 10. But it tastes just good, like just fine. I just know next time to add more cheese inside of it. But yeah, this was a really good dinner. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys next video. Thank you.
If you're ready